Now, I had made a video over a year ago saying has Ego already selected Isagi as the winner in Blue Lock. Now, this video got a bit of mixed reviews, and some people were saying how they agree of what was happening, and some others could be like, well, maybe not yet. Now, after the last few chapters of the PXG match, I can kindly say that Ego is kindly looking towards Isagi. And honestly, if he wasn't looking towards Isagi by now, it wouldn't really be known, or the only other person you could say that could win is Rin, honestly. Now, this really falls back to what has been going on in the last few chapters of PXG. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, basically what happened is Isagi has gained his original ego now. He has decided to sell his soul and now work together with his worst enemy, KiiNGKhyy. Now, this was a huge deal back then because these guys hated each other for so long, and now Isagi is like, you know what, I don't care. I'm putting all my personal grudges aside and I want to win. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And in this moment, he knows that he cannot win without working together with KiiNGKhyy, which I think was very smart considering all the games that he's been together now in the NEL. It had to do with something off of KiiNGKhyy. Basically, in all the other type of goal situations, it was them basically kind of working together already. However, they were just using each other. And now this time he has to work with his greatest ally. And honestly, there's no better teammate you could have than KiiNGKhyy in this type of case. Hiyori won't get it done, Yukimiya won't get it done, Kunigami won't get it done, none of them will. What he needs is KiiNGKhyy. Now I want to talk a bit at the end of chapter 285. Basically, we see Loki and Noah talking here on the sideline after they finally got out of the game. Loki says, Yoichi Isagi, please teach him to watch his mouth as he speaks to Noah. He's your responsibility, Noah. And Noah says, huh? He didn't say anything wrong. Loki says, what the heck, are you saying I lost? Noah says, no, this isn't settled yet, but we may have opened the door to Isagi Yoichi's ego. Loki says you tried to use him, but ended up getting used. Noah says, yeah, this Neo Ego League wasn't just a simple cash grab. Ego Jinpachi exploited our desires for new egos. He says to drag us into this league, his laboratory, for facilitating rapid evolution, and we totally bought into his gamble. Ego says, took you long enough to realize, geniuses. This was Ego's plan from the start. I remember in the beginning of the NEL, he literally said this, how he needed them to go into the environment and have a fast-paced growth evolution, otherwise they will not win the World Cup that's coming up. He did all this for his own plans. Now granted, every single coach and team had their own plans and agendas when coming into the NEL, but most of them for the most part, I would say it was just a cash grab. Whereas for Ego, he didn't care about the money, he didn't care about any of that. He needed to find a way to build the world's best striker, and he needed to do it quick, honestly. Because at the rate that they were going, they couldn't win the World Cup, and Japanese football was still behind. Now being put in these really crazy situations and environments with all 5 different styles of play going on, these guys will be good to go, and the Blue Lock 11 that start here will have all the opportunity in the world to go against the best people in the world now after facing all these people in the NEL. Ego says what he wanted was the injection of fire we'd get when you idiot masters with the world's biggest egos finally got serious. It was a gamble to see who could endure it, but Rin Itoshi and Yoichi Isagi managed to acquire mindsets and techniques to survive in that atmosphere of madness. This goes to show in the whole NEL, it was Rin and Isagi who were able to take everything serious and match the level of play with the other masters. No one else really in the NEL has been able to do that and grasp that, no matter who you have on the top 20 leaderboards. It was really Rin and Isagi in a class of their own. Ego even says it, now these seeds of evolution will prove they have world-changing originality. Now in here, it's kind of crazy when you think about it because KiiNGKhy's also in this panel, so now we see the 3 superstars. Ego says now it's time for the birth of a new egotist hero, and like I said before, KiiNGKhyy is here as well. It's basically just a 3-on-person battle between all 3 of them. And I like this as well because KiiNGKhyy, even though he wasn't a part of Blue Lock, he's really embraced the Blue Lock culture itself. He loves to be in environments where it just pushes his limits and allows him to go better. He basically was in Blue Lock without being Blue Lock. He fits the perfect characteristic, and he's everything you need in a Blue Lock person, even though he was not there for the whole start of it. He's the perfect person that you needed as a rival and as a teammate to see how he works and to see what he can do in the future. You know, honestly, in the beginning of the NAL, having Ego throw these guys into the hot fire mix and having them go over demonstrating their whole originality and uniqueness has been great so far. I honestly can't believe that this arc is now almost over and we finally get to the World Cup soon enough, but this PXG match has really turned the tides towards the end of the match, honestly. I wasn't too thrilled in the beginning of the match, but now that it's just a 3-way battle between Isagi, KiiNGKhyy, and Rin makes this a lot better now. With this, we finally can see who will be the top person in Blue Lock. It's only up to these 3 now. And now I know KiiNGKhy's not technically in Blue Lock, but he'll still be a huge match and player in the World Cup. So it's good to see him as well, and he's really embraced the Japanese culture and Blue Lock of how they're doing things. Now with Ego, he's been able to set everything in his table. He was able to get the Masters and some of the best people in the world to coach these teams. He was able to bring their players and have it all come down in Japan, in Blue Lock. He didn't have to go anywhere. He didn't have to bring them out somewhere. He had them get gear and equipment so that way they can speak the same language as them. This man has done everything he could to make sure he can get the best striker in the world created from his own grass. He even told the players and let them know that it will be demonstrating your uniqueness. If you cannot stand out in the NEO, you will not do well. And we've seen that from people who have not been able to do well so far or who haven't been getting much playing time really in the NEO. We've seen this plenty of times, and now people like Rin and Isagi have been able to demonstrate their uniqueness and find their own original egos that allow them to be a lot better than others. It's this rapid growth that only a few people have in the world, and that's what makes these two the best points to be the best striker in the world. He tells them, your talents and weapons may have stood out here in Japan, but they will fall to the average level when compared to the world. What you feel then and what you believe will be a test for you. If even then you're still able to show that you have value that no one else does, the world will be waiting for you. And now I know most of these players are going to get some contracts for some clubs and some other teams once this is all said and done. But when it comes to the top teams and the top level, only a few of them are really going to be there. I think this was good for Ego on both sides because he knows not everyone's going to be able to make it to the top, but he also gave everyone a chance to be able to play in the World Cup. And even if they didn't have a chance or didn't make the top 23, they also can go on and live their lives and maybe even have a little smaller offer still in Japan. All this leading, all of this timetables, everything that we've been waiting for, honestly, since chapter 1 of Blue Lock, it's all coming for this moment to finally head to the World Cup. And now we still have one goal away, which I think will be Isagi who scores that goal. But we still have one goal away, and we'll see what happens then. But honestly, it's been great to see the growth and the level of determination from everyone in this match. I mean, everyone has kicked it up to a whole nother level, and we've seen just smart plays. We've seen just different strategies, different ways the game has been played, different ways Blue Lock are initiating stuff from both sides of this ball. And I'm glad that the Masters came in, but they weren't a huge impact compared to the scoring. You know what I mean? They didn't help out with the game-winning goal. Now it's just everyone else on field making sure they can get the last goal. I love how Loki as well wanted Rin to score the goal. He didn't decide to take it himself, otherwise the game could have been over. Same with Noah. He didn't mind that as well. He needed KiiNGKhyy to be good. However, Isagi ended up using Noah, and now Isagi's working with KiiNGKhyy. So it's been a great thing to see, honestly, in this match. And we've seen a lot of the good things going on, and I can't wait for the last chapters of whenever this goal will be. You know, when it came to the matches, I wasn't too sure of how PXG was going to work. I really thought it was going to be probably one of the greatest arcs in Blue Lock. In the beginning, I didn't feel that way. But now as the arc is coming to its close and I was able to just reread and just go back into the chapters and see the progression and see how everything was going, it honestly makes me think that this probably will be the best match in the NAL, honestly. I know everyone loves Manshine, loves the way that was, but it's really hard to put that above this one now, especially considering what's going on and how they're focusing on the main characters now. They're not having no more of the little weird backstories. None of the smaller stuff that people don't really care about too much anymore, not having it be repetitive and too stationary. Now it's back to its final cut drama, and the best part is just what we need coming up. Who will be the best striker in the world, and who will lead Blue Lock to go on and win for Japan? Let me know what you guys think about the current situation with Isagi and KiiNGKhyy, and how Ego has basically selected Isagi now to win as a part of Blue Lock. I honestly think his genius level style play is what we needed, and now it's great to see how he's going in and showcasing this from the final beginning. Well, with that being said, guys, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe for more Blue Lock videos, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.